Thought I'd come on in here. I know some of y'all ain't here yet, but I thought I'd come on in here, see what's up. Um, you know, see how you feeling, what you talking about, what you knowing about, see what we got, see what we talking about. We talking football. I got a couple of things if anybody come through. Um, we'll see what we working with. Hmm. Okay. We're gonna get this poll started. If you can, and you happen to be on, feel free to come through. What's up? What's up? Glad you're here. I know it's championship night, but how you doing? How you doing? Ohio State should finish that butt off soon. But tell me what you think about this poll. Yeah, well, I did the video, and he is becoming James Harden. He's starting to become James Harden of quarterbacks. And I don't know what to tell you because I don't know if they're gonna get any better. Can't say. Could be a long, long time. Well, it's been 12 years. And the way I remember it is Ozzie Newsome, when they got Lamar, they thought they were going to get fired. So here it is 12 years later. And what have you done lately? And you've had a two-time MVP, maybe a three-time, and you haven't gotten any better than what you are. You've been to one AFC championship game with this man as your quarterback. So I'm wondering. Now you got to catch that ball. I mean, you got to catch that ball. Tell me that you owe the debt to somebody. Tell me that you owe somebody money, but you got to catch that ball. I can't feel sorry for him. You got to catch that ball, and you got to catch that ball. You might have won the game if you go in overtime. You might have. We'll never know. We will never know. No, he didn't. I didn't like how they played because James Cook should have had more touches. They just basically because Baltimore made turnovers. That's what it was. You can't play even Steven. That's too conservative. Almost lost that game. I don't like it. I'd rather have him take some chances than to just try to be like you just trying to because they really didn't play good. They played not to lose and they were fortunate to win. I'm not gonna let them get away with that. And they should. You can't drop that ball. And Lamar fumbling that ball and threw a bad pick, man, you can't do that. You can't do that. Because he's giving me James Harding. He's a regular season great, but he's a postseason. It almost looks fraudulent. And it's hard to overcome that. It really is. It's hard to say, hey, we don't really suck. We good. We belong, you know, because it's the same old song and dance. You find another way to lose. Dropping balls, turn the ball over, you know, beat up on scrub teams and you go play someone. And just think about how this season was. Wasn't it him, the toe in the end zone, the back of the end zone? Think about it. I mean, there's always a way to lose, and they 2-point conversion. It's just so close, but you so far away. So now they need better play calling. And why they didn't run Derrick Henry more, I don't know. I would have put him 25 times. I don't know what they were doing. It's almost like the game was fixed or something. It's just the most. I mean, you're in the cold. You got the momentum with the ground. The Bills can't stop the ground. you know, even you turn the ball over. Do you realize 2 turnovers, which is equivalent of 13 points, and the 2 4 points that you get the 4 points of the two? That's 17-point swing, and you still lost by 2. So it tells me that fundamentally, yeah, he gets upset because he think I'm like, look, you got to finish up games, yo. You got to figure it out. You got to figure it out. So it's gonna be hard for them to come back. It's gonna be hard. He'll give you regular season, but this is why I always tell you all the time. I don't be caring about these turkeys in the regular season. Almost what they do in the postseason. Cause see, a lot of them be stat padding and they look good and they do all that. And then when they get to money time, what happens? This is what you get. And Joe Burrow wouldn't have been messing up like that. I'm just saying. I do think Lamar is a great talent, but I just think that they just they do too much dumb stuff. It's too much, you know. And I blame it on the coach. I think they need another coach. I don't know how long he gonna keep. And that ring getting old. That's 12 years old. I haven't seen it, but what did he say? What did Orlovsky say? I haven't seen it yet. I've been out, so I just got in. What did he say? Because it was a winnable game. You got to win that game. You had the momentum. You should have beat the Bills. I'm not even sure, and I say this even as a Bills fan, I'm not even sure the right team won the game. I'm gonna say that as a Bills fan, and I can say that because I'm not that impressed. We had a couple of things go our way, but it ain't like we beat them. We didn't beat them as much as they beat themselves, and we don't even have that kind of defense. We don't even have that kind of defense. Anybody who really watches that game, we didn't stop them. Um, at least it is regular season. It's kind of like the old James Harden thing about the Kobe D Wade and Jordan. Regular season, he belong in there. You might even move chairs to say where you put him. But in the postseason, hmm, hmm, he might be a game better than Dak Prescott. He just don't have the cut in his veins. Mhm. You got to win that game yesterday. You got to win that game. And he didn't deliver. So, yeah, you could say that too. Even though Tito was a decent guitar player, but yep, yep, yeah, the hype and the reality. Mm. And I'm feeling for Raven fans because I don't know. I'm like, how did y'all not win that game? You moved the rock and you just didn't win. Mm. I'm glad that's not my team though. But still, because if I was a Raven fan, I want Harbaugh to go. I want a different offensive play coordinator. And I'm sorry, Mark Andrews may have to walk back to Baltimore. You can't drop that ball, yo. No, you can't drop that ball. You can't. They may win the game. because the defense actually played pretty good. When you think about it, they held the Bills to 13 points on well, basically on offense, they held them to what? 14. That would be something else. And he ain't never have a quarterback like that. He know what to do. Cause I mean, you can't have Derrick Henry have 1,900 yards and you don't. I mean, they just went. I mean, like you in the snow, all you got to do is power run. You know, not to turn the ball over. Too many mental mistakes. That's our coaching, That's coaching. You know, and that really was what it was. Play good enough to win the game, but play great enough to give away the game. Make that make sense. You play well enough, good enough to win the game, but you play well enough to give away the game. I don't know. Well, Kenny Pinkett looked pretty good in college. You can't tell how a turkey's gonna be until you put him under center. You know, you can't tell. You always asking me who I think about this and that. Well, I always tell you what depends on who drafts him, the system he's got, the team he go to. There's a lot of factors involved. It ain't just based on how talented you are, and it takes time. Some cats it takes a couple years to get their groove going. Some cats they never get it going. I don't know, but it's a tough position. House money, house money. Magic Johnson, and it almost feels like it's a fix. It almost feels like it's a fix because it is minority black owned comes in. Daniel Snyder got gone. All this happened by accident. All this coincidental. I mean, I like Jaden Daniels, and he is poised. He's kind of like a hybrid, a low budget version of Mahomes, and a medium of the road budget of Doug Williams. House money, and as crazy as they are, they could give Philly the blues because Daniels got ice in his veins. I'm telling you, they're exactly what the NFL needs right now. But you almost think it's too good to be true. But make no mistake about it. That's why I told you Saquon Barkley is the MVP. What's up? How you doing? Yeah. How does that look right about now? And them basketball guys posted your behind up, waxed your butt, and beat you by 2 touchdowns. How's that look now? And I told you the NFC on the bottom is tougher because Philadelphia aside, everybody can get got in the NFC. Anybody could get got in the NFC on the top. There's not a lot separating them. Philly's the only team that I thought on paper and talent. Everybody else I thought could get got. And if the Rams had approached that game a little bit differently, they may could have gotten Philly too. But they suck on the line. And Sean McVay did a couple of things in that game where turnovers and a couple of mistakes. But it was a winnable game for him, though. That game was close. It's just that Saquon is just another level. That's another level. He could have had back-to-back 200-yard games. If he don't take that slide last week, it's 2 back-to-back twos. And you told you. I've been watching. And the Lion, if you lying, you need to shut up because all that gimmicky crap is about to come to an end. All that gimmicky. So far, more people are disappointed with Baltimore than Detroit. I'd imagine so. There's high hopes for Lamar. All right now. I, I who I call MVP. Should I call that man MVP? You seen the live streams. I've been saying that that was the MVP. Canada, because I wouldn't want them to go nowhere else. I wouldn't want them to have to go to San Diego like the Clippers did with the Buffalo Braves. I wouldn't want that. And I wouldn't want them to have to go to St. Louis. I'd rather have them go to Toronto. I hope that don't happen. I wouldn't want them to have to go to Oakland. And it wouldn't be the same. I don't think that's gonna happen though. But that was on the pipeline not long ago. Yeah, but Barkley is bad. I told you he's like the second Charles Barkley reincarnated. No, what happens when you get out of jail? You partying, fiesta. Psh, boy got out of jail. People don't know how bad it was. And see, the reason why he's the MVP is clear. The quarterback that he left went to Minnesota, so he got knocked out, and he ended up not even playing for the Giants. And I heard the rumor. It's gonna be strange. It's gonna be strange. Yeah, it's gonna be a new big stadium. But Saquon's my MVP though. I don't care what nobody say. That's my MVP for this year. All due respect to Lamar, I really don't think that Josh is that high in the MVP. I really don't. You know, I say top five for it, but I'm not going to say MVP. Mm-mm, mm-mm. I don't know. I don't know. But anyway, please keep on hitting these likes, hit these streams, hit that poll. Yeah, we'll have to get the dome. That's the only way they get the hosted. Well, you gotta get a dome. I could never imagine Buffalo ever having a dome. I could never imagine it. That would be wild. If you're a Bills fan with all the snow and the cold, that's crazy. I think who did that? I want to say the 49ers did that back in 85. I think they did. I think they did. I think they did. They beat Miami. I want to say it happened. There was a time, I think they did, because it was out there in California, I believe. I think they did. There was and the Super Bowls used to be always in New Orleans, Miami, in Dallas. And when they put it in MetLife, when the Seahawks and the Denver played, that was strange. Because used to always be in a warm climate. So, but I think they did to check the exact place. But I know most of the time, or in Arizona, they usually have about, excuse me, about 7 climate places. Mhm. Yeah. Yeah, it was in there when the dome. Well, funny you mention that because domes used to be the jump off in the 70s and 80s up to the mid 90s. They don't deserve no dome. Put them in the backyard. That ain't gonna make them play no smarter. That ain't gonna make them smarter. Get a dome if you think you're gonna win. Some of the cold games they played though. It's not good for ratings though. That's the only problem. Nobody want to go out there. The Ice Bowl with Green Bay and Dallas, but they're not trying to do that though. So I don't think that's gonna happen though. Yeah, like 15 below, and then Bart Starr and that run, that was crazy. Different era though. You can't imagine that today. They would never put something like that today. So keep on hitting the pole. Please hit the lights, hit the string. Baltimore still winning it. Let's keep it going. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Thank you. I'm gonna do that video. We knew that wasn't gonna last long. We knew that wasn't gonna last long. There gonna be more coming, and I'm just waiting for that turkey to talk trash and get into it with Elon Musk when people start saying President Musk, because Musk is his pimp. We just waiting for it to come through. We waiting because he funded him with the money. We know. We just waiting. It's gonna come through. We just gonna wait. It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be some dumbness come through. Mm, Get a wake up call, but because he's been so busy shuffling, he ain't gonna pay it no mind. No, I did like when Musto roasted Snoop though. I ain't gonna lie, but I tell you all the time, these cats is bought and paid for. People don't want to hear it. They think these cats is so deep and they sold this and they sold that. And then Trump come along and they kiss the ring and they gotta sit there, bow wow wow, yippee yo, yippee yay, and hot and her and Rick Ross, Soldier Boy. I'm like, where they be digging? And I'm just like, these cats is it's just shuffleboard central. What did who say? Oh, most called Snoop out for tapping because he basically said, "Hey, you sit here and said all that mess about you. Have you seen that video when Snoop said that about if you're down with Trump, that you a Tom and all that?" And he said all that stuff and went on that rant. And here he is, all in the picture Saturday night, taking pictures with somebody in the conservative, throwing up signs and logos. I'm like, but I told you he bought and paid for. He a plant. Now, if you come here on this live channel, I'll tell you loud and clear, I do not care for Snoop Dogg at all. I respect his hustle as his artistry for back in the day, but I don't pay him no mind. He bought and paid for, and he's not a good representation for the culture at all. And I don't want anybody to tell me, oh, he do these charity football and look, he just they just bought and paid for. That they somehow justify doing anything. All money ain't good money. Like Nelly was talking about, I don't like him as a president, but I like him as a man. Well, what you doing there for? What is he? You performing because you need money because Ashanti get ready to have another baby, but also because you had your own little situation a few years ago, Nelly. But we ain't gonna get into your business. There's a lot of pet peeves with them. A lot. A lot. Always trying to be a used car salesman when they know the car don't really work. That's my biggest pet peeve. Sitting up there trying to act like you gonna justify your situation. I had no choice. I can't do nothing. You can't, huh? There's always work at the post office. Or find something to do. Yeah, Shanti got another bun in the oven. That's the story. And it was somebody on Instagram, no, Twitter's one of them spots said they put him back with the Shanti back in 2023. Said got them back together. So after he gone and supported Trump, said they stopped messing with him now. That's what I heard. Somebody said that. I forgot who it was. You had to do your detective work on that, but that's what I heard. But I'm not shocked or surprised though. I'm not shocked or surprised though. I've already said about Nelly. He's an entertaining entertainer, but he done been bought and paid for like they all have. They always got something. Snoop's like, well, I'm just doing it because I'm gonna still say what I say about him. Like, ain't nobody gonna take you. And who took you serious to begin with? Tupac called you out. We saw how you were with Kendrick and Drake. We know you a politician, Snoop. We know that Martha Stewart checked and changed your lifestyle. We know who be running your game the last 20 years. Because that double G dude went away back in the 90s. We know. We know. Drop it like it's hot. Ooh, we know. You done become America's favorite uncle. Everybody like you, but they really don't. You know. Just keep them shoes shine. You be all right. Keep your loafer shine, Snoop. I just call it as I see it. I just don't really have nothing good to say about that turkey. None of them. Rick Ross, took the real Rick Ross's name, and he's still out here playing. What's he did? And if you shocked, are you shocked or surprised? I mean, Snoop ain't never been no deep. He ain't that deep. Bought and paid for entertainment. Corny, you know, because it's coming to light. He hung out with them Diddy parties, and you know he did. Put chains on women coming on stage. I mean, you know, just that's what people want, you know. Big time. Because when he got them headphones beats by Dre, done all that money USC, Jimmy Iovine kept him around because he good for the bag. He's a money making machine. And they didn't kept him covered because he had all kinds of stuff too. Cube, Cube is a guy that he plays the business side, but he ain't all the way on that side. He's kind of like in between, but he got a more of his aesthetic is more about business than it is about. So I can't say Cube is like them because he ain't never white. Even though he got the big three and the movies and he does business, can't say Cube didn't gone out of his way. They went out of their way. So until I see Ice Cube shuffling around like them two, no, no. You can be corporate and make your bag and do your business and still have your dignity. I like to say for the most part, Cube's got his dignity. Now until I'm proven wrong and otherwise, I'm just gonna say he's not because obviously he ain't promoting no headphones or no Rucker company or no this or that. Oh, he's worse than that. He worse than that. I don't talk about him because I don't even have anything good to say about that turkey. He's a culture vulture, sellout, a simp, and he just been bought and paid for. you know. And when I think about him, cheeks for checks, booty for the looty. When I think about Buster, yo, yeah, just saying. Thank you for all the likes, everything coming through today. Keep on hitting them votes up. Appreciate everybody coming through. And if you on, feel free to tell me where you come from. If you want to talk, drop a comment, what you want to talk about. I'm not paying it no mind. You can tell me what he said. I imagine he would be. He's like, I'm so glad to be here and I'm honored. Keep hope alive. We're gonna be all right. I'm sure he'll say something just I keep wanting to call him Morgan Freeman because I'm sure he'd be like probably something really heinous, you know. See, I don't have a problem with where you as long as you acknowledge that, hey, yeah, and let's get the elephant in the room. These are you can say what you want to say about Jared Mayo. He put it there front and center. I likes that. 'Cause his team may have sucked and he may have been over his head as a coach. We won't know fully, but he put it there. Tell him. Stop denying fundamentally what you are. You know. See, they don't want it if they win It's always gonna be about race though, because you the first. It sure won't. Shoot. You think these programs just hire you because they look at your credentials and they not looking at you? Who are you? What what are you drinking? What are you smoking? Yeah, they look at you across that room because they get called out if they don't hire, and then it's like, let's see. Oh, okay. Okay. See, okay. Yeah, you hire. Yeah, come on now. A lease, really, pun intended. A real short lease. Mm-hmm. What they don't tell you. Yeah. If you don't win, that lease get your butt thrown out. Mhm. You don't get the Fisher Price mentality. And that's another thing too. Your black head coach in these leagues, you better win. You don't get the Jeff Fisher Price get to sit there for 20 years because you was a runner-up or participant. You don't get that. You ain't gonna get the James Harbaugh participant one 12 years ago or the Mike McCarthy round trip tour twice, even though you really aren't that good no more, but you keep getting opportunity because you can stat pad and win some games. See, I can go in on these people. They sure won't. Sure won't. Mm-mm. 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 There's some that will be down, but not my majority. Uh-uh. Mm-mm. 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 Unless, of course, you flip it like Tiger Woods did. That's about the only way. But being in Notre Dame, you can kind of, they might give you, there might be some that'll come along and work with you because it is Notre Dame. But majority won't be down now. They sure won't. That's what people don't understand. And they think, they come up here and they think, oh, you just be talking like this was back in like 95, 85, 75, or 65. This stuff is still going on. Yeah, I remember when they won too, because that's when Tim Brown was there. And they were good back then. They were bad back then. But see, when they last won, that was a different era of college football altogether. Different era. And teams went to Miami and they went to Florida and Bama. Jerome Bay, yep, yep. He was bad. He was bad. He always was bad. Yep. It seems like it's not that it don't seem that long ago, but it does. It all depends. Yeah, I see. Please continue to hit the like, subscribe, and pardon me. Oh, that's kind of hard because that's kind of hard because I can name you players I would put. I can't say who my starting five. I just put Pistol Pete on there. I probably put Kareem on there. I probably put um who else would I put on there? Hmm. See, because it's gonna be crazy because Christian Leitner could get a spot on there, and he was great in college. I know you can clown him about his career, but he was bad in college. That's just kind of hard because there's guys that really were great in college. Like Elvin Hayes was great, James Worthy was great, Sam Perkins was great in college, Sam Bowie, Elijah Warren, Clyde Drexler. Um, hmm, hmm. Yeah, that's probably about it. Christian Leitner would probably be one of the five guys I would mention. It's tough because it w there were guys that were great, and then I gotta think about how whack they were in their NBA career, and I have to think about a guy like Christian Laettner who had that perfect game against Kentucky, caught that pass in '92 and couldn't miss nothing. Got to the end of the NBA, and he was a walking mascot for everybody. Yeah, I'd still take Laettner over him. He was great, but I'd take Laettner over him. You can make a case, but I'm talking about guys that really stood out, like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Bill Walton stood out. Elvin Hayes stood out. They were great, great. And James Worthy, uh, Patrick Ewing was great in college. Um, oh God, see, this is what we're talking about. This is exactly why I hate those questions, because then I gotta think about a buster like that. Oh God. Give me another question, not that one, please. Because now you're gonna make me dig up some people that. Oh well, and Joakim Noah was bad in college too. They're on the two-time champions, Florida Gators. Him and what's his butts with the Celtics? He's like 68. He's still playing. Married that Miss America, that Miss World pageant. Shoots all a Horton. So there were guys that today's kind of Al Horford. Yep. Because you know why? Because they're told to play pro-rated ball. And the thing is that the guys today don't really they're getting out quicker, but they're not getting fundamentals. So you can tell. You run, you pick, and you pop. That's all they're teaching you. It's like a 2-3 stop drop turn. So they don't have a lot of room because they're basically what are they? A minor league junior whopper starter kit for the pros. That's what it is. Now you get the NIL. Shoot, if you can make it, you're gonna go here, and if you can't, you go G League, and if not, you go overseas. That's all they're doing. That's why Adam Silver is to be held accountable for the NBA that you see. Before they start blaming others and say, "Oh well, these guys shoot too much and all that." I mean, no, that's what they wanted. So that's what you get, and that's what college is doing. Everybody got to know how to pick and pop. But anyway, I can give you some random guys, but are they the best five? That's hard to say. Pistol Pete would be in one of them, though. He was an incredible college basketball player. Incredible. You can make a strong case for Magic and Larry too. So it all depends on what we're talking about. Kareem and Bill Walton come to mind. almost automatically because that UCLA run. I don't even want to talk about dominance without talking about what John Wooten and what they had. I mean, them guys were incredible. What you mean he saved them last night? You got your butt waxed. What you mean he saved them? From what? Yeah, of course, Oscar Robinson. Like I said, this because I could start from the '60s to about the '70s. I wouldn't even get to nobody on. There's so many of them that were great. Bill Russell was too. College. What happened to you? They got waxed either way, but yeah, Hank Athers with the left hand. I'm always gonna remember that. Lynn Bias was too. There's a lot. Ralph Sampson was too. There's a lot of guys I could mention. It's just that when you say five in a position, it's kind of tough because you know. But Michael Jordan wasn't one of them, and I don't think I would put him as one of my five greatest college basketball players. He probably was tired. Probably was hating. Reed's been playing hard lately, but he's a dodo too. Of course, he's jealous. He can't work no more like that. Baltimore still winning in this poll, so thank you all for taking the poll. It's good. I imagine they're gonna get more votes than Detroit. And appreciate all the likes. Got 9 likes, so thank you for that too. I didn't know nothing about that thing with LeBron. I just saw him pouting last night, but again, they got their butt waxed. He ain't gonna get no job though, but he should. You ain't lying. You ain't lying. You ain't lying. He should have gotten the Bears opportunity. He should gotten Arizona opportunity. He should have gotten Seattle opportunity. No, because he was under Ron Rivera and also didn't have Jaden Daniels, didn't have a clear cut blueprint of what they got. So, there's just so much. But you got to remember something. When you're coaching up Patrick Mahomes, mm, big difference. Mm, mm. Probably did. He did. Mm. Yeah, but Peyton Manning won the ring and Aaron Rodgers did. The problem with Lamar is I just don't think he has the right coach for his ego, and I don't think there's enough balance, and I don't like the way they project. To do what? To go to Pittsburgh and do what? What they gonna do? And as long as Lamar's playing at least 2 or 3 more years, he ain't winning against them. He ain't beating Joe Burrows, I don't think so. Mm. I don't know about no prime to that. No. He need to go somewhere where he could really implement his stamp. I don't know what he would do with Lamar. I'm trying to think. Mm. I don't know about that. If he wants it, yeah, he do. Just trying to think. He could. Cincinnati, Cincinnati, San Francisco, Arizona. I want to say Minnesota because I really believe that Kevin O'Connell getting out coached and he don't know how to finish up. And I think there's a fine line that there's something there. I don't think they get they were 14-2. So, you know, no. Because I'm gonna tell you why. The problem with Miami, the gimmick ball, you gotta realign that whole thing head to toe. And two is scrambled eggs. You don't know if he's gonna play, if Tyreek Hill's gonna come back. They just too wobbly. So the best place to live. Oh yeah, I think the Vikings I don't like O'Connor. I think he look lost against the Rams? Did he not get out coached? Did he get what happened against Detroit? And why did Sam Darnold's magic just suddenly just vanish the last couple week games? What happened? I mean, y'all were the first of all, if you 14-2 and none of us were like taking them serious, what does that tell you? What am I supposed to do when you 14-2 or 15-1 or 15-2 and no one takes you serious? That's like that guy in the NBA who averages 25, 30 points. And I say, is he MVP worthy? And you kind of like, or this artist that sells all these records. And I say, can you name me five of the songs? And you're like, and do what? Turn cold? Their defense fell off. They need a quarterback. I don't know if Adams with receiving. They got to get their running back intact. I don't know. That's a lot of work. A lot of work for the Jets. I put them somewhere that they just need someone that can polish them up and win. Them's not the situations. But Minnesota would be. Not no Jets, not no Miami, not no Jacksonville. Don't say nowhere warm or something like that. Cincinnati, Frisco, Arizona's probably the only team that's kind of in between that I think he'd be interested with Kyler Murray. Don't say Seattle. If Caleb Williams, if he treat him like his son, then maybe. If he treat him like the son. But they need fundamentals though. The way they lost that game to Washington and what they've done, they fundamentals, they can't get that fragile. And they're fragile cats. Yeah. But I don't know if I'd want to take that chance though. Who wants to go to Oakland or to Las Vegas? Really? They need a quarterback. They need a running. The running game's pretty good. They need a defense identity. They just need a what we call the whole woodshed. Yeah, but you still need a medium man. You still need someone in between. And I don't think Brady wants him to come out there. That's what I heard. So you see what I mean? That's how bad it is. Meaning that you really ain't paying them no mind. Because they move from Oakland to there to here, nobody cares. They stink. They play good for like a couple of drives, and then after they score their little token 14 or 10 points and they get their butt smashed, they give you go on a 30 nothing run with them. It's the same problem. No, just teach them some tricks of the trade, but no. That was fun, yeah. Please continue to hit that like and keep on hitting this poll question up. Appreciate that. Appreciate all the support today. Thank you. Very good. We got. Yeah, the Bills on my team. I thought you knew. See the logo? I'm just not satisfied with how they won. I'm not gonna sit here and gloat and get excited because I didn't think that they, played particularly well. They did enough to win. They Kansas City ain't gonna mess up like that. Oh, I go back since the '80s. Probably since I was a kid because I was a boy in Buffalo. I missed the OJ era, obviously, but rooted for him. No, I was a little before my time because he was running. I was too, caught it like thereafter. It's like a vague thing. But he's still the greatest Bills player ever, though, for me. The thoughts on the inauguration? It's what you expect. It's gonna be a whole lot of, you know how what he gonna do. You know how Trump is gonna do Trump things. It's gonna be like a jokes gonna write themselves. You'll see. Always over the top, always saying stuff. It's gonna be something that everybody gonna get something, and ain't gonna be nothing nice. I just got a feeling the jokes are gonna ride themselves. You'll see. Cause Trump is Trump. He's a true comedian. You'll see. No, ain't no one gonna touch that. He probably already did. Shoot, Biden did it to L Cool J, so why not? I tell you how these cats are bought and paid for. They two of the same piece or the same pod. No, they can't be Kansas City playing like that because Kansas City don't make them kind of boneheaded turnovers. And Kansas City's defense, will hold up. They're not gonna. Spagnolia knows when to call them blitzes. There's things they're gonna do, and you gotta play a poised game. You go beat them. See what this thing says. Yeah, roly, 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 roly is always roly, roly. I heard what he be saying. Him and Stephen A are kind of like separated at birth. Third distance cousins always got something. I don't know. I don't know. All I know it's gonna be some things where people gonna feel a certain way, and it's just gonna be like get your popcorn and your bottled water because it's about to go cray cray. But that's what folks want. So okay. Please hit this like, hit the subscribe, get some stuff going. Let's get some conversation going. Keep the flow, keep the flow. See what we got latest. The Rooney Rule doesn't really make sense because they still don't really hire. Well, you still got to have a rule in place. What's it tell you? They really don't want to hire you. What's the part? What? And the thing is, it shows you what they made of. Mike Vrabel got a job that Jared Mayo. We'll never know. If Mayo should have had a couple years on the job. He didn't get it. And he was in a no-win situation. What was he going to do with Brissett and Maine as your quarterbacks? And you were starting with third tier quarterbacks, and you were uh, uh, third tier type of receivers. Yeah, okay in the middle row defense. My top three underrated all time quarterbacks? Probably hmm, I'd probably say Steve DeBerg, Steve McNair, and hmm, and maybe Dante Culpepper. Thank you, Ted. Appreciate that. They don't. That's why when Jerry Jones, that's why I cringed with Stephen A. Smith with that mess. Dennis Green was called on the phone, said, "You want the job? Okay." He did it 2002. Shoot. So, how many black head coaches has the Dallas Cowboys ever had? How many black head coaches has the San Francisco 49ers ever had? See, I can name you these teams. How many black head NFL head coaches have let me see, who can I pick on next? Hmm. I would say Washington, but they had tokenism. But my point is, uh Andy Reid got more appearances in the Super Bowl. Yeah, but he didn't win no more. He got more appearances in Super Bowl than black coaches have been to him. When you think about Dundee went to one, Caldwell went to one, lost one, and uh, um, I'm thinking about that. Yeah. So when I break it down, you know, let me put it to you like this. So you can take Belichick's 6 rings. Tomlin got one. Dungy got one. Then you got Lovie Smith who had an appearance. Tomlin had another appearance. Now keep that in mind when I say 4 appearances, black head coaches in the last 25 years. Belichick got 6 rings. So how you talking equality? Where are we getting equality from? Where are we getting equality in this matter? So that's what I'm talking about. So they put something as a rule, but it's not adhered to. And I could get real technical and think about how many black head coaches have played with this team, been associated with that team. What were the chances they got? Slim to none. So there's a lot of it that goes on. A lot of it. Continue to please hit the like, hit the subscribe, keep that buttons coming. But yeah, there's a lot of pandering that goes on, you know, and I don't care for it. What's up, Randall? I'm not thinking right now. My top 5 cornerbacks. That's again, you know, pretty much everybody that would come to mind. You know, if you name them, I'll say yay or nay. Darryl Green is obviously in there. Love Darryl Green. I talk about Darryl Green quite a bit. That guy ran like unlike anybody I've ever seen. Fast, was like a deer. Incredible. You know. Woodson, yep, he was bad. He was bad. Very good, strong cover man, agile, quick, and could run routes with you. So yeah, it's usually the obvious. So you name them, I'll say yeah. Now, see, the problem is only because with the Cardinals, and that's the only thing he could cover though. He was bad. He could cover. It's just that he played with the Cardinals. Champ was a bad dude for a moment. For a moment, he was on that kind of area where you could make a strong case for him for a moment. Champ was tough. Champ was tough. Dude from Jets went to college. You talk not Revis. Ty Law was bad. He could cover you. And if they hadn't changed the rules to benefit Peyton Manning, because he really would get at you. He was physical. They changed the rules. Him and Lawyer Malloy were nice back there with New England back then. I still remember when Belichick cut Lawyer Malloy. Well, we got him. Yeah, Nate Odom's, well, good corners. Yeah, yeah. That's not why we lost the Super Bowls though, but yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, Reeves Island was bad. There was for a while, there was a debate between Reeves Island and Champ Bailey. There was a debate for a while. Yeah. When we got him, he wasn't the same dude that left New England. You remember. Yeah. But he was nice in New England. He went to school with a buddy of mine's. I forgot how it worked, but I remember it was in '03. We was talking about Lawyer Malloy. Had a distinctive name too. I've not heard anybody with the first or the last name. Lawyer Malloy. But when he came to the Bills, he was found guilty of taking money. So 'cause he was a different player when we got him. It's kind of like Antonio Smith, who left Buffalo and went to New England, and he got good with New England. So these things are again. I tell people all the time: it's who the system is, it's who you play for, it's where you go. Because um, I've seen cats go somewhere and just look like they look unstoppable, and I've seen cats go places and they just look like they turn into bums. So it just depends. There's no rhyme or reason. Yeah, and he sucked too. But no, Jason Peters was good. He was good. He was good. Well, everybody has to build up to prime time. He's gonna be the number one choice. If I'm honest, I'm gonna say it's Dion first, Daryl Green, Rod Woodson, Champ Bailey, and then Ty Law. Based on that list and criteria. Yeah, prime time gonna be there. Peters is a Hall of Famer. I had to think from him. He was, yeah, yeah. He was bad. I was thinking about one of them quarterbacks. Yeah, we were missing Woodson up at the top. Woodson was bad. He was bad. Patrick was nice, but a victim of who he played for. You know where I'm going with that. Sometimes these guys that you mentioned were good, would have been great. But when you play for whack, corny teams and you can't help but defend because they're getting burnt and you got a whack quarterback and people tend to almost treat you like you don't really. Yeah, sometimes it just depends on who you play for. Because if your team is that's what happened with Aeneas Williams. Aeneas was bad. That's a great name, but the Cardinals suck. But his defensive skills, sometimes if you play for a whack team and you're getting burnt, Treat you like, mm, mm. Just saying. There's some good names though. That's some real good names, you know. But again, if you playing and you don't win, people hold it against you. Because Aeneas Williams is one that comes to mind. He was bad. No, no, no. Because cover two is kind of like being a 3-point shooter. Everybody do it. And everybody's all on a gamble and a hop and a jump today. You can blame Dion for it. Deion Sanders is to the secondary as Steph Curry was to the 3-point ball in the NBA. You can go ahead and say it because everybody wanted another one. And it changed in that. And you remember Jalen Ramsey? They was making a big thing about him. You remember he talked trash until his butt got burnt. Uh, His mouth ran a lot that his behind couldn't cash no more. It's all it is. It's junk ball. Because prevent defense, they still run option plays on you and stuff. They still run, but it's just packaging. So there's positions that you used to appreciate in sports, they're no longer there. Like a shot blocker in the NBA, a pass rusher in the NFL, middle relief pitcher in baseball. Now it's just, you know, so please continue to hit the like, hit that subscribe. We're going to keep on going, keep on going, keep on going. Baltimore still leading in the polls, so keep it going. Okay. What's happening, Hedge? What's happening with you? Players that stay in college, because most of them aren't geared towards the pros. That could have something to do with it. And again, I don't know. As long as that college, they always skillful. Well, yeah. Well, yeah. Yeah. Well, some guys just aren't ready, and sometimes guys need some more seasoning. So it's a lot of factors involved. Yeah, you can't hit certain ways no more. That's what the biggest rule. But you could still get over. It's just that cats be doing this all the time. And so the flags come, and that's all you get. It's always great. I loved it for the Buffalo Bills. I think the biggest problem is I wish more teams would do it. Because if you suck, if you're gonna go for it on fourth down, you should have no huddle. If you're gonna do that push and the butt tuck and push guys forward, you should do no huddle. You may as well. Oh, you still can get lit up across the middle. It's just that um, it's got to be done in a way where it doesn't go for the neck and it goes for the legs. It's a way that you have to be able to do it. Yeah, if they make it so simple and stuff, then But again, that's what has happened. You know, and I'm not disputing it. The NFL wanted more offense. That's what they wanted. That's why you know they do. They've always had good hitters in the secondary. Let's see. Yeah, Kansas City does have some hitters. The keys for the Bills, James Cook. Got to run the ball, and you got to find a way to not let Kansas City control the clock, the tempo, because they will chew clock up on you. And if it means giving up field position, you do it. You don't get in. You don't play cute. You don't get. You got to stay from turnovers. You got to stay away from too much bad decisions. You know, can get your points if you can. Got to get your points. Yeah, he has to basically play at a high level because he didn't do nothing against Baltimore. Not really. You know, that ain't gonna fly this week. And and as good as they got through that game yesterday, they still could have lost. That's how that's how room of error really is. But that's where coaching comes in. That's where Harbaugh got out hustled. So he has to like dump his passes, keep his game simple, do some down checks, you know. Oh yeah, and you want to go keys for Kansas City? Let me do keys for Kansas City. Keys for Kansas City is simple. Mahomes has to put touchdowns on the board, stay on the field long, wear that Bills defense down. Don't make any turnovers. Get your points when you can. Pin them deep and make Josh Allen have to move that ball with his arm, not his legs. Make him have to because he wants to run and do shuffling in. So make him have to look at the field. Get him exposed. That's the only hope you got. For Philly, they have to run the ball, which is their bread and butter. Jalen Hurts has to complete his passes. AJ Brown, they have to make sure that everybody gets involved with touching the ball. They really have to do that against Washington. They cannot be complacent because Washington will stack it up against Saquon. So you know some of that razzle dazzle you did against the Rams, Washington will be looking for it. So they gotta make sure they open them up and try to go 15, 20-yard key plays, keep the clock moving, keep the ball moving. That's their key. Washington comes in with house money. Of all the teams, they got nothing to lose and they got everything to gain. If you're Jaden Daniels, keep the game close, stay poised, don't turn the ball over, get some runs, get some options to get your points, and you will have an opportunity to do something in the game because I think that, Philly may or may not take them too seriously so we'll see. But mm. Well, if he does something erratic, I think he's been trying to avoid that. But again, you ain't gonna get the luxury where a team gives you 3 turnovers, 2 of them turn into points, and you barely win, so I'm not gonna blunt settle with the refs. I don't think the refs I think they've had bad calls over the years. I can't say there was anything bad, but just sometimes you'd be luckier than good. Excuse me. But I've been hearing people crying about KC and the refs, and I saw the 2 plays, but that's not why Houston lost the game. All superstar players get calls. People up here acting like this is some grand revelation that if you get home field and all that, that they don't, of course, 'cause you always. But I saw Kansas City do Kansas City things too. Cannot afford to go there and, be cute. Turn the ball over, you could be in for a long game. Could be. So we got fans didn't give Brady as much support like Mahomes. Oh, they did. They did. They did. Because you gotta remember uh um vi- the gate, with the whole thing with the videotapes. Yeah, they did. Belichick, they did. And Flatgate. Yeah, they did. He got suspended for 5, 6 games. The difference is that they never found anything that Mahomes or Andy Reid or the owner of Kansas City had anything funny going on like the Patriots. Patriots had all kinds of stuff because the videotapes got erased. So, you know, that's the difference right there. And they confiscated the video, and the videos got erased by Roger Goodell. Roger Goodell got some explaining to do. You don't have to like the Kansas City, but they don't have the same kind of smug that New England did. New England has some smug. Just saying. I don't make this up. You can look it up for yourself. Yeah, they had that mess with the balls. They did give him some hate though. He got some hate though. Because Peyton Manning was like their darling. It was some, but it was mainly because of, you know, Calvin Johnson. And it's mainly because of the stats. Stats, stats, stats. Because the stats is the thing. He was, of course, you're going to say AB because you're an AB fan. But Megatron got some people thinking of him as one of the 4 or 5 greatest receivers ever. No one says that about AB. Plus, who's a better quarterback? Let me just ask you this: Ben Roethlisberger or Matthew Stafford? Who's better? Now that's your answer to the other guy. Because if you give Calvin Johnson Ben Roethlisberger, he has a ring and he probably plays to lead the year 13, 14. I'm not saying he didn't have all that, but who scared people the most? It was Megatron with a no name having but no winning division team. Give him Roethlisberger as his quarterback, and you got some people thinking he's one of the 5 or 6 greatest receivers now. Give him a big Roethlisberger, and let's see if he ain't considered in the top 3 or 4. No one ever said it about AB. Now, and for the record, I don't have a dog in the race for the record because I wasn't. To be honest with you, Ted, I probably like AB better. But Megatron's numbers and the way he played, it's just that he was up there in Beijing because the Lions were Beijing. So, and you have a quarterback, you give him, he retired 10 years. You think he would have either had a Ben Roethlisberger as his quarterback? Are you kidding me? I like watching AB more, but Megatron was on another level. AB, because at least the thing about T.O., he played. He played. He didn't pull that mess that AB pulled in Tampa Bay. And when T.O. did outwear his welcome, it was after his pull date. But you can never say that game against the Patriots on one leg, he balled out his mind. He played. He played. AB, you won a Super Bowl in Tampa Bay still. just acted up. Just never was coherent. And it's just a waste. Just a waste. His antics. So, of course, it's Jeff George. That's not even up for discussion because if a quarterback acts out, you can never, unless, of course, you are Jerry Rice or you are Randy Moss or something. And Keyshawn got more of his career than Jeff George, but he wasn't, Jeff George had incredible talent. He just pouted and mouted. And that was it. And it's a shame, too. It's a shame. It's a shame. It is a shame. Because if he'd have been just playing ball and, let me think about that for a moment. Yeah, because they never said nothing about Tom Brady. He be chewing you all up on the sidelines. He sure did. Or Brett Favre. Who else would I pick on? Bryce Harper. Mhm. They never called out Mike Trout. And he could have, they always wanted to tell you how great a player he was and all that. I said, the guy don't stay healthy. At least with Kawhi Leonard, Kawhi got something there. Oh, Aaron is the worst. Thank you. He is a diva. He's the worst. He is the worst. He is the worst. Don't retract that. He is the worst. Aaron is the worst. Not even close. They not gonna have more media though. He was a diva, but his situation was almost like he was like his own worst enemy. You know, and his skill set was nice, but cats liked him though. See, that's the thing. Cats liked him. Cats liked him. Tony was likable. Dak's not. Most quarterbacks are divas. Jay Cutler was one. He was funny time. You could have said Kirk Cousins if you wanted to, because he got upset when they drafted Michael Penix and ended up getting cut. So, mm. Please continue to hit the like, subscribe, and everything. Thank you for coming through. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Baltimore's still up by 55%. That's pretty good. Bruce who? Bruce from Falcons. Yo, T.O. was in my top three greatest receivers ever. Only Jerry Rice and Randy Moss I got over him. And I think if he had a top tier quarterback and just been, and just let everything come natural to him, he could have ranked even higher. He had that kind of skill set. I think Dan Wilkerson. I'd say mm, I say Dan Wilkerson. Yeah. because I heard people talking more about Dan Wilkerson than anything. There's a lot of bus, a lot of them. What's I remember the bars? I was watching that Monday Night Football game, and after that hit, his career was over. And he was taking all kinds of stuff. He was a gimmick that they had with the headband and all that, and big in college. And see, this is why I hate when people ask me about, don't take it the wrong way. You ask me like guys in college who was great and all that, and I have to mention some turkey like this because he was bad in college. He had a nickname. He had hype. If he came out today as the boss, it'd have been logos and posters. He would have been almost as big as Caitlin Clark for his time, except when Bo Jackson ran his butt over, and that was the end of his career, basically. And I think he was taking stuff in college, but I'm just saying, but they had the hype for him, you know. So cat and that's the problem too, because you ask me about certain people, they were great in college. He's one of them. Again, when you earned a nickname back then, you were something else. But when he got with the big boys, he got his butt ran over. And that was all she wrote. And that was the end of it. The balls became the broke. It became the broken. Mm, size. Size. Let me tell you something. It's tougher for running backs to make it from that early. Yeah, but he was gonna be used as special teams though. Special teams. He would basically would have been treated how Reggie Bush was treated by New Orleans. I don't know how that would have played out. I don't know. Very few guys I have seen who make it as college players to the NFL. Plus at the running back position. Herschel Walker is one of them. Very few. Very few. Very few. But football is tough. No one messes with him because he's bought and paid for. And see, you see who he aligns himself with. Ain't nobody really clapping for him. It's just a matter of time for they link him to Big Pun or some come out. Can't trust Fat Joe. He's a plant. Well, if Maurice had have been on special teams, you might have covered it. And the reason why I say that is because Tim Tebow ended up becoming special teams, the Jets in New England. He bought himself a couple years. What can make you maneuver? They can manipulate you in there, being dumb or being unintelligent. He's actually pretty cool right now. Maurice be hanging out with Mason Cameron. He's pretty cool right now. I'll be watching the show sometime. The only reason why they forced him out to retire is because they want to tax him. They want to know why he been getting all that stuff under the table. But he bought and paid for it too, because he and his wife was trying to rig the whole thing in Arizona with the whole 2020 election. Yeah, and they both kind of in the same situation, except DeBartolo Senior had escaped. Yeah, they want someone younger they can control and manipulate. Ain't nothing to worry about with the 49ers and their fans because they ain't do nothing this year. Because shenanigans didn't get a chance to mess it up again. So, oh well. hmm So, and couldn't boo what you couldn't do. Couldn't boo what you couldn't do. Always looking for them. Start them off young. Get your new Urkel and get your new Carlton Banks. You know how it go. It starts early. But you think you start walking stiff because you return 28. You started stiff walking when you 16. hmm Get them all ready. Depends on how they reared. Depends on where they are. You watched the Fresh Prince of Bel Air, didn't you? Give me one if you watched the Fresh Prince of Bel Air. She wasn't like what you saw in middle school. She learned how to adapt. So you remember how Carlton Banks was? Carlton was bougie and bopping his head. He got that opportunity because of where he was. So he was raised like that. You start bopping your head, do that little OJ bop. Oh yeah. Sound all stiff. Man, cats be floating. No, Candace wasn't like that in middle school. I'd be honest with you. She just got beat up by some folks. That probably what it was. I took her lunch money and she yep, that's what happened when they get all like, oh, Brian Gumble used to do it all the time too, used to cream. See, a buddy of mine, we used to be like on Black Patrol, which all you see is teeth and head bopping. Like, it's gonna be dandy today. Yeah. That's all you ever get. It's like some used car salesman and walking all butt tight, up, left, up, right, yes. And it's like, okay, some of them do, not all of them. You thinking about your boy. Well, they're not all of them do. But they get this tone in them where we not like that and we think that we're new black. We're, they'll say that Mr. Pharrell said. Or they'll talk all high like Kanye do. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Because it's almost like I'm signifying. Mhm, mhm, mhm. Even though, even though when they signify, they have to say it purposely so that people see. So you're not like them. You don't think like them. We like you. You're not like them. And that's one of the most insulting things someone could say. All the cues and the signs. Trying too hard. Trying too hard. Trying to appeal to something that don't really like you. Will never accept you. Because when people accept you, you don't have to fake the funk. Always. You're not bad for it. And that's what Vinny Ramsey went through with Ann Coulter. He was all teeth and all grinning. And she said, "You ain't bad for where you are." And then his face went like, and I be telling people it just does not pay to do shuffleboard, but you can't help it. Cause that money too good, the blondes are too good, the coke is too good. You ain't used to this big house and these cars and the hills, and you just magical. You're magical. And then you be on that Diddy high, and then until they get through with you. Yep. I always crack up about this. You're a good one. I'm a good what? What does good mean? What is good? What's the bad one? What's the medium one? What you mean? Because I speak good dialect, because you can understand, I can articulate. Oh, yeah, that's right. We ain't supposed to know what the word articulate mean. We don't understand what dialect mean. We all supposed to come to that. We bees want yo. Can we get some of yo Cheetos? Can we bees get in the peanut butter and jelly sandwich? Come on, Snails. What you be thinking is we wants. Can we get that's what they think. And then when you actually says, well, I would prefer spread on my cheese and I would the serviettes and yeah, they do. Oh, they do. I had it happen a long time ago. It was a white former coworker, and she actually like I think she was gonna pull a Fred Sanford because I was in. She gave me a car ride once, and I thanked her, and I think I gave her a couple of dollars for gas. And she went and told. She says, "I'm not used to them being like that. A good one. I mean, and I laughed, shook my head. I mean, I'm just not used to that. I'm, I And I said, "I sure wish I knew who them brothers is who just chewed you out proper. Wonder where they were." Eh, you can be nice without shuffling your feet, shuffleboarding. You can be courteous. You can be articulate. You ain't gotta bop your head and grin and I'm gonna make you feel comfortable. I'm not like them. Because that's how the massa owns you. That's why. That show you how racist the country and people are. People got to go out of their way to put on a face in a place that they're not really welcome and invited and engaged in, and they got to put that face and that facade on. That should tell you all you need to know. But Miles Davis, the great trumpet player, the legendary musician, the man who changed the course of music 5 times in his own words, he once said black folks are the greatest actors on the planet. And I co-sign him because there's a lot of acting to go through a lot of jive to make people feel alive and comfortable. And that's the truth. There's a lot of acting that goes on. Yeah, because if you smart and you use your head, you a problem, you a threat. It's the old Malcolm X situation in the movie. It becomes a movement, and you become a movement. You can't have it. You a movement, you could be a problem. And if you telling it like it is, just like those two brothers did in Tennessee, they don't want you telling the facts. You know, it's one thing you can kind of show some smarts. It's another when you put it in strings, and it's like, oh no, we can't have this. Mm-mm. So yeah, you can't be articulate. Mm-mm, mm-mm, mm-mm. There's things you can do, there's things you can't do. And I could tell you all day. I get this thing up. Hanging on there. Okay, now let's keep these questions flowing. So we working with. Please continue to hit the like, subscribe. We'll be working with the vote. All right, Baltimore still winning. I'm not surprised. No, they don't like you to be smart. They get mad because of the appeal. That's what it is. But they're not mad in the sense that they can always, play it off more because they go the extra mile a la Ted Cruz, you know. Everybody knows the acting be real though. It's a lot of acting go on. Mhm. Mhm. Like I said before, it's a lot of politics. Um, People will code up. They will code up. Yeah, she changed her whole identity. she she didn't look like that when she was 17. So what's up? You know, Vinny Ramsey, all that acting, white teeth, fresh hair, good accent, good tone. It wasn't them. Learn how to play the game. George Santos did it too before they caught him out there. Yep, it's a lot of them. What they get taught to do ain't nothing but acting. And who runs the entertainment industry? DC. Who runs DC? Entertainment industry. They pipelines to the same tunnel. People just don't know it. Pipelines to the same tunnel. Well, he was used to infiltrate, and it did work well for him because the black side of him never got acknowledged. To this day, it don't. Think about it. They don't even acknowledge that. Even with him in a prominent position, they still wasn't pushing black folks onto the basis for the job. Oh, it was heritage.com or some of the stuff. He looked light skinned. It's because the hair on the scalp. If you ever want to know if someone's got black features in them, look at the eyebrows, look at the hair. Not the obvious facial features, which are obvious, but it's all in the hair. The hair always gives it away. I can always tell by the parts of the top, but they don't claim him though. Hmm. But it's the little curls too. And he kept his hair. Hmm. He looked like a rugged, roughed up version of like he could have been James Earl Jones's like third distant cousin. It's a rough because the complexion. But it didn't really. People didn't sweat it. They didn't sweat it. Did not sweat it. Okay, okay. Yep. Please continue to hit the like. Probably be on by like 10 more minutes. Like 10 more minutes. So last call. So keep on hitting it. Please hit this poll question. Come on. I don't know what that means in English. Which one? I got a few coming. Which one? Okay. Well, thank you. Um, I don't buy him being a better team player than LeBron James. I got issue with LeBron, but I've never seen. Yeah, he wants because he's delusional. He got the nerve to say that. Okay, so maybe he doesn't look at Jordan as the goal. Okay, that's fine. I know he gave Magic Love, Doctor, but he up here acting like because what he did that somehow he's better than what he is. You're not. You were a great sidekick. You were talented. You played great defense. I'll give you that part. You got versatility, but your stats ain't nothing special. And I don't see you making Dominique Wilkins. And I love Neek. Anybody who knew me back in the day, and I still Vince Carter aside, Neek was probably my favorite dunk. All due respect to Dr. J, but Dominique Wilkins was never better than Jordan. And I like Neek more, but he wasn't better than Jordan. He didn't have a kind of shot, in the park. I like him. But anyway, when was Sky Pippen up there talking about, oh, we would have gone 6 wins? I'm like, mm-mm, mm-mm, no. So anyway, keep on now. Give me some more comments. Getting quiet again. Appreciate all the likes though. Appreciate it heavy on them. He says he would. He says he would. But I want to know. Question for him: who he gonna play for? Who gonna sit there and let him shoot the ball that much? And he wasn't a great 3-point shooter. Who's his coach going to be? I mean, really, you ain't averaging no 40 points playing with no Joel Embiid on your team. Y'all gonna be fighting. Bird, I could say because he handled the rock, he could pass, he rebounded, he gave all around game, and he didn't even really abuse the 3-point line like he could today. So that would have been a real interesting sight to see. Real interesting. Iverson would get points though, but I don't know about no 40 though. Probably about 5 more points. He wouldn't be no 40 though. He wouldn't be no 40. To be a 40 guy, you gotta get to the free throw line about 10 times plus a night. You gotta shoot a high percentage. Abdul Raul would have been real intriguing today. And I'll put it to you like this: if he was playing with the Nuggets with Jokic, then Jamal Murray would have to play out his mind because he wouldn't get no playing time to start with Abdul Raul. Abdul Raul would be hurting feelings. AD would probably get a plus 5 or 6 more points to what he did. Because I don't he wasn't a 3-point shooter. And but probably would be in that probably 33 to 35 points a game. I think Bird could do it. I don't know about Abdul Raul because it would depend on, who you playing with the system. Bird definitely of the four that you mentioned. Oh yeah, George Gervin might be flirting with 45 because with the finger roll, because he could score. He was a flat out scorer. You know. So There's certain guys. I think Irvin 45. I think Irvin probably go more. He was a scoring machine. Oh yeah. When you figured out how to score like that at that will, yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. He was light on his feet. He could go to the hole. He would be hard. And he's in an era now where they don't hand check, and you see somebody like Victor Wimby out there. Would have that for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and he'd have him be. And Anthony Davis non want to play defense himself, and he'd figure out how to balance it out with Cat. So yeah, Wilt could easily, style wise, easily. No, no, no. The last player that I thought. Let me see how well you've been following me my life. Who's the guy you think I thought between Kobe and Wilt? Who did you think that I would say? I'll give you 5 chances to guess. I'm gonna be fair. I give you five. Nope. Give me four more. Nope. He could give you 60 or 70 on a good free throw night. Because he had that 61. I could have flirted with 70, but no. No. And that 69 game, and I think that if he was really amped, probably 75. Probably if he had really put his mind to it. But I don't think that's. I said the ones I said between Kobe and Wilt. Kobe had 81. So no Kobe. You said KD, Shaq, and Jordan. So you got two more choices before I go. I'll tell you who it is. Because you ain't going to guess who it is. I'll guess. I'll tell you. Nope. Nope. You're not going to guess. The person that I thought between Kobe's 81 and Wilt 100 who had a chance was Klay Thompson. And I'm going to tell you why. 'Cause that night when he had that 37, I had never seen nothing like it. This cat never dribbled the ball, hit them shots. I thought if anybody could go on one of them crazy runs and get hot and put them crazy numbers up, it would have been Klay Thompson. I tell the story all the time. Steph's the better player, but Klay made them scarier. I say it all the time. Steph's the better player, but Klay made him scarier. Because if he went off, they was gonna wax your behind. And he could go off. Anytime a cat like that don't hardly have to dribble, and he can hit them shots. Mm. So he the first one come to mind. Okay. I think nobody's come back through. So no, no, no. He'll come close. But the problem is that do we feel like it's authentic coming from him? He could. It probably one of them nights when he shoots the ball 30 times, misses 30 times, and then he has 13 turnovers and he still ends up with 30 assists. It'll be something crazy. Because that's what he do. He's a crazy stat pattern too. He just didn't finish his game the right way. He started falling in love with the fadeaway and shots, and then when you take him out of his game, he should have for all that hype he got, and he got a lot of hype. But I never been big on CP3. I respect his longevity, but I saw his best ball in New Orleans. I really don't think that he. Yeah, I don't remember. I've lost so much out of him. I ain't really thought about him in a minute. You know, so I don't pay him a lot of mind. I will try to maybe come back tomorrow or Wednesday. So be on the lookout 1 or 2 days. I might come back tomorrow and talk about the big game. So I might be back tomorrow. We'll see how things go. I got to do this video about old Vinny Ramsey and some neat. Appreciate everybody that came through. Appreciate everyone taking the poll. Seems like Baltimore was the biggest disappointment. I will check out Dan Ovalowski. Thanks, Ted, for that. I will check out what he got to say. And I guess I'll look at the lowlights of the inauguration, whatever that mess was about. Not expecting much. I expect more of the same old. It's true that Clarence Thomas is they trying to run a seat out of him. I don't know if they're gonna get another person to fill that. I don't know. You know, but they could be done with him. You know, something strange would change. You never know. So anyway, appreciate that material, and I'm gonna work on that Vinny Ramsey video ASAP. So be on the lookout for that coming. Might check out a couple things, get ready for this game later. And appreciate when they came through. Great questions about the cornerbacks and the NFL. That's some real good topics today. So appreciate when they came through. Stay safe, stay blessed, stay woke, stay free. And appreciate one that put a word in. I was on here and I will definitely come back. Probably, I'm thinking probably tomorrow, but more than likely for Wednesday for sure. So thank y'all so much. And I'm gonna let this thing kind of roll itself out. Let's send you for the second. Hmm. All right. And again, thanks for all the ones that took the part in the poll. I just want to make this an even 2 hours so y'all can say that y'all came through. Appreciate everybody. And if you want to look at it again, anything that you missed, it should be on the podcast. I will load them up. I think I got one from the other day. So we're going to see. Appreciate everybody. The podcast be entertaining. The good news is today there was no trolls. So thank you for being cool and for sticking on topic. I ain't have to delete too many folks. So it's always appreciative, as always. Well, we grown and we handle our business and we're respectful and we got on our best behavior and our manners. So appreciate everybody that came through. And now I am going to sign off and I will be in touch with you soon. Peace the best. Stay safe, stay blessed, stay woke, stay free. And thank you again. All right, I'll catch you. All right, I'm out.